special meaning for me today because one of my subscribers and a new dear friend sent me a gift and surprised me with this gorgeous cup that says "Hello Lovely," which is so perfect. And she is just so thoughtful. And also this amazing gingerbread spice tea from Celestial Seasonings. And B, you are so sweet. Hold on. I just finished filming this cut crease, which was ironically enough requested by you, dear B, and so I can't let this be ruined here with tears, but I just wanted to tell you, B, that first of all, I love this latte cup. It's beautiful. It is so perfect, and it just proves what a amazingly genuine, beautiful person you are. And I thank you with my whole heart for just thinking of me and always supporting me and my channel, having not ever known me before, but also in getting to know me and becoming a good friend. And I'm just so thankful. And you know, this is obviously this is going to be replacing Totoro for a while, for sure. She's beautiful. I love it so much. It's so meaningful, and you are a gift, B, and I just thank you so much. Of course, I appreciate all of you, and today is just very special. I'm emotional in all the best ways. I just have all the good feels today. And B and I have developed a beautiful connection and friendship through my YouTube channel, and it is things like that and people like you, B, that just really truly make this worthwhile, all the work involved and the time. And so I just cannot thank you enough for thinking of me. I adore you. Thank you so much. And all right, guys, now we're going to jump into the Hooded Eyes Diaries Part 3. And today is, of course, going to be the cut crease, which a little bit of that has now kind of teared away, and that's all right. If this is something you're interested in, please stick around. I'm going to do my best to show you guys how I created this look. Of course, many of you know that it's really tricky to create a cut crease on a hooded eye, especially a hooded eyes like mine, which is smaller and very little lid space. As you can probably see here, I do take advantage of this space right here that shows, and I would encourage you to do that the same. It may look a little strange with just one eye, but I assure you it really opens up the eyes, and it is inconspicuous in the scheme of the entire look once it's finished. But it does open the eye up greatly and will really help open up those hooded eyes, guys. Especially if you have a really prominent transition space or brow bone and very sunken lids, if you will. This is something that you can really typically achieve quite well with that type of an eye shape. And I really hope that you guys will give this a try and let me know how it goes. So let's go ahead and get into this look, guys. Here we go. Well, hey guys, first thing we're going to do is prep the lids with primer, of course, and as always, I'm using the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Sin, my favorite. Next, we're going to go ahead and clean up those brows a bit by creating a sharp line right under, and in my case, into the brows using some concealer. I'm not too worried about those eyebrows, those strays in there. Those will be covered later on. You can zhuzh that right into the rest of your lid. And then using an angled brush, we're going to go ahead and fill in only the top or upper area of the brow, creating a small, slightly rounded arch to give us just a little more lid space. I personally don't care for a real high arch on myself. I feel like it makes me look indifferent. So I keep my arches a little bit more on the rounded side, but you can create any kind of arch you want. The higher your eyebrow is, the more lid space you have, of course, and the easier it's going to be to create your cut crease. Now I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz pencil in medium brown to further define that arch. I'm going to go ahead and create a little bit of a darker brow for this look. Now we'll go in and set the brows using some gel to give them a little bit more of a lift. I couldn't find my Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow gel, so I don't know the name of this brow gel, you guys. We're going to go into our Morphe JACLYN Hill palette, grabbing the color MFEO on a Wayne Goss number 20 brush. And we're going to place that color into and above the crease area, the transition part of the lid, and leaving space between the color and the brow. Now we're going to dip into the color Buns using the Morphe JACLYN Hill brush number 39. We're going to be finding our socket, and then we're going to be placing a few dots in the middle and above the mobile lid where you feel your socket line, as well as on the edge of the eye where you feel the socket line, but don't breach the invisible line between the tail of your brow going down into the outer edge of your lashes. And then we're going to connect the dots. I started using this brush, but it wasn't working well, so I changed over to the Morphe JACLYN Hill brush number 39. Now go ahead and follow your socket line using that brush and that shadow. And that's going to create your crease. Now we're just going to blend that out really well using the IT Cosmetics brush number 105. Now, using the concealer of your choice, we're now going to create the cut. I'm starting out with this Amazing Cosmetics concealer in the color Fair because it isn't as drying as the Cover FX concealer that I'll be using later to enhance the line. Now, just get the concealer on the tip of the brush. I'm using this old flat MAC brush. I haven't any clue what number this is. Everything's worn off this brush. I've had it so long. Any flat brush will do, and lightly press onto the lid where the socket indentation is or where you're able to feel it, and bring the concealer down onto the lid then. This does not have to be perfect, you guys. It's going to be covered anyway. Now just take a moment to check your cut by looking straight into a mirror and see if you're happy with where your cut will be. If not, add more concealer until you're happy with what you see. And once you are happy with that line, go ahead and smooth that line out. I'm using this old flat MAC brush. It's either a number 13 or 18. I really can't tell because these are also worn off. Once I have the cut how I want it, I go back in the same way with the Cover FX concealer in white to define the edge. This concealer is very drying on my eyes, so I use it sparingly. And that is why I went in with a different concealer initially. Now this is where you're going to perfect your line and your cut. You can just keep going in. You can add more concealer if you need to. Just keep drawing that line until it's perfect and exactly the way you want it to be. And now for the fun part, at least for me, we're going to be pressing our lid color all over the lid. I am using the MAC Pigment in Frost. It's just very glittery, reflective, shiny, perfect for a look like this. And this is the same color I used on my New Year's Eve look. I always pat this in and press it on. Now we're going back in with that same color Mocha on our Morphe JACLYN Hill brush number 39. It's a nice pencil brush, and we're going to continue to enhance that crease Just follow the edges of the cut we just made. Darken it up a little bit and blend it in. This is going to further enhance our lid and the look. Now with the Morphe JACLYN Hill brush number 42 and the color Beam from that same palette, we're going to highlight our arch. This is important. It's going to help to lift that eye and create a much larger looking eye. And now we're going in with the Victoria's Secret eyeliner brush, a nice flat square brush. And we're going to go into the color Abyss, which is the black color in this palette. And we're going to create a wing look using this shadow. Now wings are difficult on my eyes because of the landscape of my eyes. I have a fold at the edge of my lids. That makes this technique kind of difficult for me, so I don't often do it, but I'm just showing it to you here. This is what I typically do to achieve a winged look. I'm going to line my eyes using that same brush and color, and then I'm going to just kind of drag it up, and that's going to create my wing. And that looks better on my eyes. But I wanted to show you both ways. I'm going to blend that first wing that I created out because I'm not real fond of that look personally, and that's a personal choice. I'm just going to blend that out, keeping the other wing that I created. I just find that so much easier and more flattering for my eyes. So make sure everything's blended really well. Now we're going back in with our Morphe 508 brush, creating a little more definition on the inner corner. I'm using the same MAC pigment Frost in that inner corner. I really want to wake my eyes up, and this will do it. Now we're going to curl the lashes. Using my Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Lashes Volume 2 mascara, I'm going to go ahead and coat the edges of my lashes, which is what I always do. Just the outer edge. Let that dry down for a little bit, and then I'll go in for second coat. And then I'm going to get as close to the base of my lashes as I possibly can, and just enhance those lashes. Yay, it finally got quiet downstairs. So I'm back again in 3, 2, 1. I'm working on, making sure I get the right angles for filming so that you guys can really see everything that I'm doing. And it has been a learning curve for me to learn how to hold my mirror as well as doing my makeup tilted with my head tilted and turned. And so I really do hope that you guys were able to take something away from this tutorial and that it was helpful for you in some way. And this is how I do a cut crease on my hooded, saggy, droopy eyes. With practice, it gets much easier. I think the most difficult part for a really hooded eye in trying to do a cut crease is defining your socket. And once you locate that, then, just getting that line in there so that it suits your eyes. I've seen a lot of people do cut creases, and they're not all going to look the same because every eye is different, and what's going to be flattering on one eye is not going to be flattering on the other. I find it helpful to, for the most part, follow the outline of my socket because I feel like that's the way it looks most natural on me. However, you could carve it out even larger here. You could do an actual half moon on your eye if that's what you choose to do. I just like mine to look a little bit more natural, and mostly to just open the eye. I'm looking always to get have the eye open and brighten it up. Of course, I could add eyelashes for you here, but that's not something I typically wear, and I kind of want to keep this a little bit more natural for you guys, especially for my dear friend B, who kind of leans more toward a natural look. I thought that this might be just a little bit more wearable. There's a lot more you could do to enhance this look, but I'm really hoping that you guys can see how much this really opens up the eye, especially on a heavily hooded eye. So everything we've done, from enhancing the brow and just creating that tiny lift in the brow, was helpful in creating that, just that little bit of extra canvas that we needed to really create a cut crease look. With all that said, guys, I really hope that you can see the differences that it makes to really open the eye up with every step that we did to create this look. I hope that you are able to see the difference in how it really opens the eye. And like I said, there's other ways to do this. There's more than one way to cut a crease. I don't typically, you know, draw the line first or do those things, but I'm also used to creating looks like this. And if you're not used to creating looks like this, I think that drawing your line and having that kind of mapped out for you ahead of time is really helpful. And you know, the more you do something like this, the more eye looks you would create like this, the better you're going to get at it, the easier it's going to get. So don't give up if it's really something that you want to achieve. To my dear friend B, I really hope that this was helpful for you, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you for the request to do a cut crease, and I hope that it was really helpful for you and for anyone else who's watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. As always, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you carving a little time out of your day to spend some time with me. I really do. I appreciate all of you. I love you so much, and I thank you for watching. I will see you guys soon. Bye.